Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Neverwinter Nights. Last episode we went and gathered all the evidence we needed to prove our innocence, and now it's time at last to go into the trial. And this, I will say, is one of my two favorite parts of this entire game. And I'll explain why later. For now, let's begin. Get settled in, this is going to take a bit. But we're gonna have some fun. Or I am. Certain of all, I think I've found enough clues to prove my innocence. If you're certain. But I wouldn't put it past those Lustians to find some counter-evidence. And then they'll have you executed. Are you sure? Yes. Let's do this. Alright then, let us take this to Nasher.
Lord Nasher Alagandar, Defender of Neverwinter, and Reverend Judge Olef Uskar, Lord Justiciar of Tyr.
Bring in the accused. Reverend Judge, let the trial commence.
We are gathered here to determine the truth of the crime committed in the small village of Ember. Its people slaughtered to the last man, woman, and child. Under Tyr's guidance shall the truth of this matter be revealed, and justice delivered. Is the accuser here?
I speak for those the accused slaughtered at Ember, and I am here to see that justice is carried out this day.
As are we all, Ambassador.
And is the accused here? And his defender?
We are present and eager to bring the truth of this matter into Tyr's sight, Reverend Judge.
Very well. We now list the items presented by the accused in their defense, and they will be shown to the people of the court, Lord Nasher, and held aloft for the eye of Tyr to see. First off,
it may take a while for them to get through all the evidence, bless it, and the rest of the ritual nonsense, so if you have anything you want to ask, now's the best time.
Well, for one, why am I wearing this helmet? Where did it come from? Do you have any advice?
Torio is an arrogant creature, but she is not a Luskan ambassador for nothing. This court is her theater, her arena, and she has had years of experience in treachery and twisting words. While evidence helps a case, she knows it is often the drama, the belief of everyone here as to who is guilty and who is not that will ultimately win the day. Do not forget that the rabble are here today to see someone hang. Unless you can convince them that you have been wronged, and grievously so, it is an uphill battle you fight.
So what strategy would you suggest?
It is somewhat unorthodox, but playing upon the animosity between Luskan and Neverwinter may help you.
But you don't sound convinced.
But that will only go so far, and may even help Torio in convincing the court that your actions may have been an attempt to start another war which no one in Neverwinter wants. I cannot give you a clear strategy, but remember that trading diplomatic words with Torio will be difficult. Do not resort to such a duel unless you feel you can absolutely win. And do not threaten her or try to bluff her unless you are equally certain. If you fail, you are bound for the gallows for certain.
I'll heed your advice.
Well, I'm glad someone does. I occasionally have a good idea, you know.
And Sand, thanks for representing me.
Oh, well, you're welcome. But really, no thanks needed. I assure you, this is a labor of love, and I relish the thought of seeing Luskan lose face, and possibly Torio losing her head. Come, let us deliver some humiliations, one arrow at a time. It looks like they have finished dispensing the evidence.
And that is the evidence before us.
Perfect. Look at their faces. Torio's got quite a task ahead of her. That little harpy. Let's see her fly out of this little trap.
The accuser, Ambassador Torio Claven of Luskan, may now call witnesses to the stand.
These pieces of evidence, if that is what they truly are, can easily be explained away. It may seem extensive, but our witnesses will tell a different story.
Forgive me, Ambassador, but are you speculating on the truth of the evidence?
Speculate? The truth is what we are here to determine. Everything is in question.
Is it? You seemed quite certain of our guilt. Are you admitting that is also in question?
Of course not, and I aim to prove it.
Which is it, Ambassador? Are we guilty or not in your eyes? I am finding it difficult to find the truth in your wordplay.
I suggest you hold your tongue. I think you will want to hear what my witnesses have to say.
I think I touched a nerve.
My, she has a temper. Well done. I am impressed.
I understand that you wish to stall the witnesses about to speak, but there is really nothing more your wordplay can do to prevent it. Another witness, yes, and a most important one, Reverend Judge. Unknown to many, the people of Ember were not slaughtered to the last woman and child.
The Lustians must have gotten to Elaine.
I call on Elaine, the last living resident of Ember, to speak on what she saw that fateful day. Elaine, thank you for coming here. I know how difficult it must be, but you realize that you are the only voice of Ember that survived that terrible tragedy. Now, please tell the court what you saw.
I saw the accused. They're at Ember. He killed them all.
Elaine, no.
Chandra, can you say anything?
Look, when you get the chance, ask her if I would ever travel with someone who would do that, and where we were when it occurred.
This isn't good. We need to change the course of the river streaming from her eyes, or we're all going to hang.
Let's see. Will I get a chance to refute these claims, Ambassador?
Perhaps after the witness has a chance to tell her side of the story. I understand you are anxious to derail this key witness, but show some compassion for her.
It will be allowed. In time, all sides of an issue must be heard. For now, Ambassador, continue.
Go on, Elaine. Tell us what you saw.
All those people. And they had no weapons. They had no way of fighting back.
But the accused slaughtered them all, did he not?
Yes. I saw it all. I took refuge in Port Last. There was nowhere left for me to go.
You are safe now, Elaine, and the accused cannot harm you here. What more proof is needed? We have a witness that saw the accused perform the deed. Perhaps we should move on to the sentence now. The accused's guilt is plain.
I have some questions for her first.
Of course. Please, the trap has already closed. There is no squirming out of it now.
Elaine, do you know this woman here, Chandra?
You know I do. You brought her to Port Last.
Can you speak to her character? Is she a good person? A friend?
Yes, I know her well, as a matter of fact. She stopped in Ember during trade season. Not once, but many times.
And do you know that she has been traveling with me for some time?
No. No, I did not know that.
Reverend Judge, I fail to see where this line of questioning is going.
Chandra here was traveling with me when Ember was attacked. Why would your friend do that?
Elaine, listen to me. Something's wrong. Whoever did what they did at Ember, it wasn't who you think it was. I would know.
Enough! The accused has only one counsel, and only he shall speak to the witness.
Oh, Ambassador, I freely forfeit the right to question the witness when Chandra here is speaking. I really have no choice.
Elaine, we weren't even at Ember when it happened, or anywhere near there. Are you sure you saw us?
I think I did. Or, well, someone who looked very much like the accused.
What?
Let's see. You heard her, Ambassador. I have no more questions. But I'm sure you do, Torio.
Forget this. Clearly the witness is too distraught to give her testimony properly. So, let's choose someone who's not affected by Ember at all. Someone the accused knows all too well. I call forth Chandra Jarrow.
What?
What? Why her?
Come now, Chandra. Don't be afraid. We are in a court of law. You may speak freely here.
About what? About these false accusations?
No. I am interested only in your interactions with the accused. You travel with him, do you not?
I do.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever observed the accused causing, or near, any acts that compare to the destruction at Ember?
I really don't think that...
Answer the question.
No.
Not even your home?
Well, yes. But that was different. There were...
And wasn't your home attacked twice, and is now burned to the ground?
Well, yes, but that was after...
Next time when I ask you a question, I want you to answer it, Chandra, without objecting or giving me exceptions. You are safe here, and you need not fear the accused anymore. Because you see, what I am most concerned about, Chandra, is what you think. What you really think of the accused. We know something of his activities in Neverwinter already, as well as the lands around. So think carefully before you answer.
Hope you've been treating her well. She's about to come clean.
Is he someone who might do such a thing?
No, he is a good man who cares about others. To hear him slandered like this makes me angry at the injustice of it.
Angry enough to attack? To kill those who stand against the accused? I see.
By the gods, if you are accusing me of what happened at Ember...
I make no such accusations. But trouble does follow the accused, oddly enough. Perhaps you are blinded. One can often be in shock after the destruction of one's home. Thank you for all your help, Chandra. I think this matter will soon be brought to a close.
I hope you get what you deserve, Ambassador.
My dear, all I want is justice.
As do I. Are you finally finished?
Almost. You see, there's only one more I wish to speak to, and that is you. Why, I call the accused as a witness, of course.
Then ask what you will, and I shall speak the truth.
My question is a simple one. Why did you kill the people of Ember?
Let's see. Ambassador, you presume guilt when no verdict has been reached. I am innocent of these accusations.
So you have not been to Ember? Not seen the dead at your feet?
Ambassador, I went to Ember to see the murder for myself, not to commit it.
So you were in Ember. Why? That is Luskan lands, yet there is no record of an invite or permission to enter our land. Huh. It seems we may have hit upon yet another crime. A trespass resulting in murder of the worst kind.
Why would someone attack Ember, Ambassador?
I believe that is why we are here, isn't it? Although you can answer that better than I.
But I can't. It has no military value. It's not even a viable border target, nor was it worth robbing. So why was it targeted?
It seems slaughter was the only reason. An entire village, wiped from the map, gone.
But that again makes no sense. If one wished to kill Luskan people, one would simply declare war while your city is occupied with a war against Ruithim.
And so you are saying that this may have been militarily motivated? The people of Ember slaughtered solely to test our defenses? Our resolve? Why is it the innocent must suffer for the aggression of others?
I do not know, Ambassador. But in this case, I think it was actually more difficult to attack the intended target. Me.
What?
Come now, Ambassador. I am a supporter of Neverwinter and Lord Nasher who has come into conflict with Luskans covertly entering Neverwinter before this point.
Preposterous. Luskan has not set foot in Neverwinter before. And if there was conflict with you, it was no doubt due to your aggression.
Unable to reach me directly, you sought to lure me to Ember, and then force me into low justice in Luskan, which as we know would be no justice at all. But fortunately, the people of Neverwinter resisted, as did Nasher himself, who would never give up a Neverwinter citizen without attempting to find the truth first.
Perfect. My word, I think I'm actually learning a thing or two.
Enough! I have asked you to answer my question. Why did you kill the people of Ember?
I have answered your question already, Ambassador, but you have yet to answer mine. Why were Luskan forces entering Neverwinter, and why, after I drove them off, did you take revenge on your own people to punish me? There's no sense in it.
Let it be shown that the accused refused to answer directly, or at all. I have no more patience for this farce. No more questions, Reverend Judge.
Very well, Ambassador. The accused may now present their witnesses.
May I? I have a brief opening speech with some cutting barbs prepared, but if you'd rather be found innocent as quickly as possible...
Well, go ahead. I want to hear this part.
Thank you, Reverend Judge, Lord Nasher, and fine people of Neverwinter. These allegations are a farce, my lord. I mean to show you the innocence of this man, a squire of Neverwinter, and the falsehood of the accusations against him. The evidence of the ambassador from Luskan is a transparent, ill-conceived ploy to destroy the life of one of Neverwinter's loyal servants.
The accused has only been a squire for a short time, conveniently promoted after the massacre of the people of Ember. Perhaps as a reward?
Ambassador, you have had your say. Now it is time for the accused to speak. And as for you, Sand, I would refrain from such accusations without first presenting proof.
My lord, the difference is, in my statements can be found the truth. I was going to call Callum of the Neverwinter 9, the commander you met in Old Owl Well after the victory there. His voice carries a great deal of weight.
Certainly. Call him forward.
For our first witness, I summon Callum of Neverwinter 9, fresh from his victory over the vicious orc tribes in Old Owl Well. Lord Callum, none can doubt your service and loyalty to Neverwinter, your successful defense of our sovereign lands. You have met the accused before, have you not?
He was a great help to me in defeating the orc bands at Old Owl Well in earlier months. Were it not for his assistance, the well would now be held by the orcs. The soldiers of Neverwinter and the realm itself owe a deep debt of gratitude to him, and it is a travesty that these foul charges have been levied against him.
Thank you, Lord Callum. We are ever grateful to hear the words of one of the 9.
Lord Callum, I have heard you express that the charges in this court are a travesty, and that they are unwarranted.
That is true. I feel the charges are unfounded.
Is it because they are given by Luskan?
Luskan has much to gain by casting down heroes of Neverwinter. Do I trust that Luskan brings such charges in good faith? I do not. Nor do I trust your motives, Ambassador. There is a reason that Low Justice and High Justice were divided by the Luskan-Neverwinter Treaty, and I do not believe that any Luskan court or advocate has justice on their mind.
But you do know that the voice of the accused's counsel is from Luskan, do you not? From the ranks of the Hosthour of the Arcane, before he fled?
That banshee!
Sand?
No, I did not.
The history of my counsel, nor the origin of the charges against me, have no bearing on this case. It is Ember that concerns us.
I agree. This matter concerns Ember, and whether the accused, who has sacrificed for Neverwinter on many occasions, merits such accusations. The origin of such charges or slander on the counsel of the accused has no bearing on the crime itself. I misspoke, but your behavior here, Ambassador, only grants support to my words. If there's nothing else, I think we've all wasted enough time here.
I thank Lord Callum for his time, Reverend Judge. My questions have been answered to my satisfaction.
I see Naya, the herbalist we helped in port last. I was thinking about bringing her to the stand. She could be good for our defense.
Yes, I agree. Let's call her forward.
The accused calls Naya, resident of Port Last. Naya, you encountered the accused in Port Last, did you not?
That's correct. I remember the accused well.
Well met again, Naya.
And well met to you. It is good to see your face again.
Could you tell us what happened?
I have been at Port Last for the past season to help fortify the town's defense. Though my duties occupied all of my time, I was concerned about the unburied bodies in Ember. I knew from a former acquaintance, a follower of Kelimvor, that after dying such violent deaths, it was possible they could arise as undead. But I could not see to them and could not convince anyone to help until the good squire came.
And what did I do?
The squire agreed to put the dead to eternal rest.
To hide the evidence, perhaps? This is meaningless.
It pains me to hear you make light of such an important task, Ambassador.
I think you have taken my words out of context. But I forgive you. After all, it is your life at stake. Now, are you done attempting to hold off a verdict? Or are you ready at last to face justice?
No, at least one more witness, I think, and we shall close the curtain on this stage. Unknown to all, there was another survivor of the Ember Massacre. A poor, frightened boy who had to hide in a well to prevent being slaughtered. How did he know to do such a thing? Why, Marcus has a gift of sight beyond sight, the gift of a seer. And he knew the murder would happen and the true identity of the killer. Tell us what you saw, young Marcus, what you saw with your special gift.
It was a man that killed the village. He was big, much bigger than a normal man. I don't know how you could be confused. Maybe he used a magic disguise. But disguises like that don't fool me.
What is this, a joke? You bring a child seer onto the stand, ask him a question, and then have him lie for you?
Do you have a question for Marcus or not, Ambassador?
Of course I do. If he has the power of a seer, then let us test it. Marcus, what do I hold in my left hand?
Your left hand holds an iron ring. The ring of Garius, the master of the fifth tower. You hold it tightly, as if afraid it will fly from you. Every time you touch the ring, you see how angry he becomes when one fails him, and you fear his ambition. It is a ring that is more of a chain than a piece of jewelry. And even more so, the ring reminds you of...
Enough! No more questions. It is a ring, nothing more. But the boy guessed correctly. A parlor trick, surely. But the rest is lies, of that be assured. No more questions, Reverend Judge.
Then I shall call our next witness.
All right.
Chandra, please come forward.
Sand. No.
Chandra again? This is for Ember, not me, Chandra.
All right. You've got a good point. Go on, Sand. Ask your questions.
Chandra, you know the accused. You have traveled with him, have you not?
I have.
And this crime of which he is accused? As one who knew the people of Ember, of Port Lost, do you really think him capable of such a crime?
No, not at all. Look, don't get me wrong. Trouble seems to come at his heels. But it's how he deals with those troubles that makes me say no. He keeps trying to make things right, even when things are at their worst. And it's really hard not to admire that, and stick by it, no matter what.
I think that says it all, Chandra. Thank you. I have no more witnesses, Lord Nasher.
The parties have spoken. Now all that remains is judgment to be passed. Lord Nasher.
I expect Lord Nasher has already come to the correct decision.
I certainly hope so. It's evident this was a conspiracy to frame a loyal squire of Neverwinter as a criminal of the worst sort.
Silence, Sand. I have heard enough from you, and from you, Torrio. And it is enough for me to reach a decision. The case before me was a difficult one. But it seems we now know the identity of Ember's attackers. Naval, I want the Ambassador, her retinue, and any remaining members of the Arcane Brotherhood of Luskan outside the city gates by nightfall.
What? This is no verdict. To think the Brotherhood truly responsible.
You brought this case before me. Now you debate my verdict? I would be careful of where you point a sword when you draw it, Ambassador. And remind your masters in Luskan of that as well. I think we've wasted enough time on
That
this.
went well.
Justice has been done, and...
I claim the right of trial by combat.
Ambassador, I am tired of your games, and I will indulge you no longer.
In a matter of such importance, you would deny me my sacred right of appeal? Can Lord Nasher do that, Reverend Judge? Can he put himself above our god tier in this matter?
He cannot. The ambassador from Luskan is entitled to an appeal as she describes.
Oh, god damn it, you're kidding.
Gods. I was hoping she didn't know about it.
And who will fight for you, Torrio? This is no battle with words, though I would like to see you try to match your wit against the blade of a true soldier of Neverwinter.
Indeed, you are correct, Sir Naval. Luskan is not the aggressor here, and I only wish to see justice done. But I cannot defend myself and seek justice in this matter. Is there not one who will champion the people of Ember?
I mean, not really here. I don't think you'll find any.
I will. I have listened to these lies, and will answer them with my blade, in Luskin's name.
A champion has been declared. Both the defender and the accused are required by law to report to the Temple of Justice in Neverwinter, to undergo the rite of tear, to cleanse themselves in a night of prayer and vigilance. The following morning, the champions shall meet in combat so that justice may be decided.
So be it. After the rite is observed, the trial shall be held in the morning upon the tourney grounds. Arm yourself and be ready, squire, or choose a champion to fight for you. Because, by the gods, we have not come all this way for justice to be denied in this final hour.
So, it seems this will be decided with blood. If that is what it takes to win the day, then that is what we must do. When you are prepared, go to the Hall of Justice and speak with Prior Ham to start the Rite of Tyr.
I shall do so. Am I just being brought there immediately? I think so. No, I'm not. That is... Okay, what am I wearing? Absolutely nothing. Okay, this must be because I'm wearing Enkidu's armor. Yeah, that's it. It's because I'm wearing Enkidu's armor. That explains the helmet. Okay, well, that was done, and I believe I did so well that... Yes, Master Orator. Your considerable skill in the courtroom is the talk of Neverwinter's legal community. Local barristers will be studying the transcripts of your trial for years to come and comparing their performances against yours. Yeah, we did very well. And, yeah, in case you're wondering why I consider that one of my favorites, here's the thing. In my experience with RPGs and stuff like this, people always go with the... even with, Dungeons and Dragons and the like, people always go with the standard skills. Strength, Dex, Constitution, Intelligence, and Wisdom for spellcasters. That's all they care about. Charisma they only care about if they're playing a bard or some other class that specifies in charisma as a spellcasting kind of thing. Skills, they only care about ones that help them. Lore, for example, search, spot... maybe taunt. They don't care about the ones that involve discussing. Maybe intimidate if they're being burly and just want to scare someone, but they don't care about those. This is where that actually matters. All of the conversation skills, diplomacy, bluff, intimidate, taunt, even perform, they all show up there. And it feels so good to be able to actually use them in a situation like this, where you can't solve the problem with your sword, where you can't stab it to win, where you actually have to use your words, use your intelligence, and do the right thing the right way in order to get through. This is a battle of words, not a battle of swords, which so many adventurers focus on. And the fact that this game actually lets you pay off for all your investment you put into those skills which are so rarely cared about and often so rarely used is something that I absolutely love. And I am glad for that. I am so glad that I can have that trial scene and have it work so well. It is, without a doubt, one of my favorite moments in this game. The other will come later. It is unfortunate, however, that it does lead to the trial by combat, which is something that inevitably happens. If you are skilled with discussion and the like, it eventually leads to the point where Torio declares the trial by combat. If you are not skilled with talking about things, then you can basically go, I invoke my right of trial by combat, or even just skip the entire thing entirely. Why is everything so dark? It shouldn't be. Which is kind of a bother. Really annoying. They're just kind of forcing you in there. Anyway, I am going to end this episode here. That trial, I love it. Next episode, we'll prepare for the trial by combat. And kill Lorne. Or deal with Lorne, at least. Who, if I remember right, was kind of formerly a harborman. So this is going to be interesting. Well, that'll be in the next episode. So, until then, I am Chesrook44. That is Travis Ignam, Eleni, Sand, Nishka, and Chandra. I think I'll have to speak with Sand. This has been a Let's Play of Neverwinter Nights 2, and I shall see you all next time.